Hi, my name is Nick, and I'm here to talk to you about the federal minimum wage. For those of you who don't know what the federal minimum wage is, it is the least amount of money or the floor to what you can be paid for having a job. Many people seem attracted to the idea of the federal minimum wage being raised because they think that they will be making more money. But in reality, that's not the case. I'm here to tell you facts on what will happen to all levels of society if the federal minimum wage is raised. The first is layoffs. A good business owner does not want to pay money that he doesn't have to. And if he is struggling to pay people, then he's going to lay workers off. This not only affects big businesses but also small businesses, so people who aren't even making minimum wage may be laid off. At fast food chains such as McDonald's and Burger King, those who are taking orders will be replaced by robots or computers, and the consumers that are eating there will manually put in their order. So that will take off roughly 4 to 5 workers who have those shifts, and they will be laid off at every restaurant. For businesses who are global and have factories, and those people who are making minimum wage, factories will move to other countries where people will be paid less for longer work shifts because that's how it is in other countries. The next bad thing that will come is poverty. The amount of people who are close to poverty and who are in poverty will greatly increase because of people who won't have jobs, and the people that do have jobs will have less hours that they work. 60% of small businesses will be affected if the federal minimum wage is raised because small businesses don't have the flexibility that larger companies have to adjust to the markets and economy that change every week and sometimes on a daily basis. According to Jamie Richardson, the vice president of White Castle, which is a huge fast food chain that is mainly up north, he said that if White Castle White Castle would have to close half of its stores and let go thousands of workers if the federal minimum wage is raised. This also would increase the price of consumer goods. In Chicago, when the federal minimum wage was raised to $10, the price of coffee was affected and raised by 6.7%. So if the price isn't affected, then the proportion will be affected. So at fast food places such as McDonald's and Burger King, back to them, the prices will remain the same, but you will be getting smaller portions. So the Big Macs that you think you're ordering and the large fries that you think you're ordering will roughly be decreased and it be tiny compared to what they were in the first place. The federal minimum wage being raised would not only affect those who work the jobs and make minimum wage, it would also affect teenagers because they will be shut out of the workforce. If the demand for people to work minimum wage decreases, then it will be solely spectified on people who are required and who are able to have that job. So they won't take teenagers who have never had jobs before and are just trying to make money for gas or for them to eat out on the weekends. This will also affect crime rates because if people aren't able to provide for their families or if they don't have jobs, they may resort to drugs, violence, stealing, robbery. So this not only affects those who don't even have jobs, it will affect those who make minimum wage and those who make a lot of money because they will be resorting to laying off people. And at major companies and especially at nurses' offices, you will be specified to just one position because with majors such as nursing degrees, you work at lower portions of the chain when you first start off and you're expected to move up. But this is not the case. This will not happen. So if you want this $5 bill to turn into the value of this $1 bill, then keep thinking that changing the minimum wage and raising it will be okay because if you want that to happen, then that's just okay.